I went into the hospital again, and that's when I think I was 35, and they diagnosed me with liver cirrhosis.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I ended up having liver cirrhosis, and they told me that if I didn't stop drinking, I wouldn't make it to 40.
Hello, and welcome to Situaseans podcast. I'm your host, Sean Michael Williams, aka seanydoo. You can call me Sean, seanydoo. Does not matter to me. I'm just glad that y'all are here. And I have a special guest here, a friend, actually one of the first few friends I've made since I've moved out here. Ellie Garcia, thank you so much for coming on to the show.
Hello. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. You know, as we get into the summer and everything, I'm just glad that the weather is beautiful despite all the things that's going on in the world. I'm just glad to just be here.
Exactly. As long as we're able to wake up in the morning and our car starts, then we're good.
Exactly. Girl, I've been having some car troubles offline that I told you about.
Exactly.
And I just got those fixed. So thank you all for, tuning in, listening, watching, wherever you all are at. This podcast is about dating, relationships, mental and emotional life experiences. Ooh, fucking we. And today, we're going to be talking about some of the life experiences. And if you're watching on YouTube, you might see Miss Harley in the shot. She's showing Ellie some love.
She knows me and
my
daughter too.
Exactly. Like my pup and her pup are besties.
Yeah,
And so, I want to really quick to the listeners, don't forget to subscribe to the Patreon for all behind the scenes content, bonus episodes, all those good things. So patreon.com/Situaseans podcast. Got to do all the housekeeping and stuff, making sure you all are, engaged and, making yourselves one with the content. Yeah. All right. And so today we're going to be talking about, and trigger warning too for those tuning in, we're going to be talking about alcohol abuse, addiction, and some traumas associated with that, as Ellie tells her story about how, she came from that in her past and, got to a better place. So she's going to tell us about her journey, what that all entails. And this might help some of you all out there if you're going through anything similar, friends, families, anyone that you care about. So definitely would love if you all stick with us throughout the episode. This is a good one. And then we'll have a couple of hinged or unhinged dating prompts that you all been submitting to the show. So we'll definitely do that too. All right. So Ellie, back over to you. So you are based in LA. I want to know, did you grow up in the city? Tell us all about it.
I am not from LA. I'm from the Bay.
Okay. Bay Area girly. Okay.
I'm a Bay Area girl. Yes. I moved 2 years ago in July, actually, from the Bay Area, little small town called Redwood City, Redwood.
Yeah.
And so, I'm from the Bay Area. So that's why you probably noticed, but I'm always saying hella. Yeah. And I've noticed that a lot of people here do not say hella. And I'm always like, hella this, hella that. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. So are you loving LA better than the Bay Area, or?
I freaking love LA. I love it. Like everyone always asks me, and I'm just like, it's the best decision I've ever made. Obviously my heart will always be in the Bay Area, and but I absolutely love LA. Just everything that it brings, Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. We love that. Go all the way the fuck off. It's
exactly.
And speaking of go all the way the fuck off, get your go all the way the fuck off t-shirts. You'll see it pop up right here on the screen. Go ahead and get it, situationspodcast.com. Click on the merch tab. Mm-hmm. So I want to know, so since you're enjoying the LA scene, friends, all the good things, I want to know, what are some of your favorite things to do in LA?
Just definitely hiking. Obviously, I have my little girl Mia, and so we go hiking a lot. finding new routes to, or like places to go, like Runyon and then Silver Lake. Also shopping,
Yes.
like love shopping. Definitely. And I've done some museums, the free ones.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, anything that I can try, obviously our friend groups, we'll go bowling, we'll go do karaoke, try new foods, love trying new foods. Even if I go by myself, I'm like, hey, let's go.
Absolutely. I must know, are you a sushi fan?
I am, but I don't do raw.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and I did like some, but you'll know why I can't later.
All right. I can't wait to get into that. So, even just like as we're diving deep into LA, I kind of want to know, in your personal opinion, like as we kind of, get to the subject of today's episodes, well, would you say kind of like the LA culture as far as like, hanging out with friends or even just going on dates, there's always kind of like that leaning towards like consumption of alcohol? Like, do you find that? Yeah.
No, to me, no. Maybe because I'm not putting myself in that situation. Excuse me. I came here, and then I've been hanging around with everybody that's around the block, and nobody seems to drink. It's crazy. Like, I think like when things are destined, everything sets all like together. So I know people that smoke weed and stuff like that, but nobody drinks. And if they do, it's like a 1-2 drinks.
Yeah.
But never have I seen people like I used to back home. Like you would have to carry us home, And so yeah, but I mean, even dating, haven't dated yet. I'm not on like any dating sites. They just scare me. I watch too much true crime. And so I'm just like, no. In the beginning, when I first started, or when I first came, I did say, hey, I know I don't drink. So let me just go to a bar, sit at the bar and order like a soda and stuff like that. But I also don't want guys to see the perception of me being at a bar. They'll be like, so what are you doing? Or me getting a guy that I don't know if he is in too deep of drinking or not. So it's a very tricky situation. So I never tried it.
Ah, okay. Well, yeah, you're definitely lucky that you're not on the apps, because like the listeners like that I have that have shared their stories, some of the guests that I've had, they've shared their.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
The world is scary enough. We don't have to add to it, know.
Exactly. And even just in my personal like experience, as far as just like the drinking aspect. So, so for the audience reference, so you're sober, right?
Yes. 3 years.
3 years. Let's go. That deserves to go all the way the fuck off.
3 fucking years.
Right. Exactly.
Yes.
And same. I've been sober for about 2 years, but I guess the only reason why on my end, I've never shared this with the listeners, is I guess it's not that I was just hiding anything. I just never thought about talking about this until you and I had a conversation. So long story short, I stopped drinking because of the fact that like alcohol gave me the worst headaches. I rarely drank to begin with, even way back, like high school. Of course, everyone's gonna have a beer or whatever. Even then, it would just give me headaches. And so it wasn't until about 2 years ago I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just stop drinking. The headaches aren't worth it, because I could have the lightest thing, like a small little PBR next morning. Exactly. But yeah. So that's really good that, you're able to, like keep up with that sobriety and everything. And we're definitely going to talk about how you got into that. For sure. And so, even just leading into that. So like, at what point in your life did you start drinking alcohol? And even just like, when did you start to kind of see that dependency on it?
Yeah, so I actually was a late bloomer, so I didn't start drinking until like I was 22-ish, because I still remember my 21st birthday. My sister took me to Vegas, and they were trying to give me margaritas, and I was like, no. And then I had my first margarita and everything, but yeah, no, I started late. I know some people, they're like, yeah, I started at 13, or the whole high school thing. I never did that. So yeah, I started like at my 20, 21, 22. And then obviously it didn't progress until like maybe 26, 27, and then so on.
Wow.
Okay. And then also, sorry, but I come from a lot of alcoholics. Like my mom was an alcoholic, my aunt, uncles, everyone. So I
Yeah.
always had that fear. I always had that fear that I was, I just didn't like it. And then obviously I saw my sister get really bad hangovers. So I was like, I don't want that for myself. So that's why I would always just stay away from it.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, of course.
And and so can you kind of just take us back to like a moment when you realized that alcohol was like, no longer like helping you, like I guess even just in your life, what did that look like?
So I really can't tell you when it was, but I just
Yeah.
know that, obviously I loved to drink. Like that was my social thing. I mean, I thought like, I loved it. We had friends that, we would meet up every single Wednesday for happy hour, and just whatever, like, I mean, everyone likes to drink, right? Once in a while. But then, I think like I said, I don't remember when, but I started drinking in the morning, and then I started drinking almost every day. I would come home and drink by myself. I would be in my room drinking by myself, and then it got even worse when I started drinking. I had to drink like a beer in the morning before work because I just couldn't. I had the the jitters, and then the
Yeah.
hangovers trying to kick in, the withdrawals and stuff like that. So yeah, that's how I knew that I was in deep.
Wow. Wow. And what like was there like a time, that in your life where it stopped you from like going out? Because like let's say like you had a drink and then like one drink led to like too much. Was it kind of like, oh shoot, I'm too tipsy right now, I don't want to go out? Has it ever been like that bad? Or
No, and
okay,
at the
yeah.
end, yes. At the
Oh,
end,
okay.
yes. But no, I can go from day to night, and like
Yeah.
we would have like parties where it was like a pool party at my cousin's house in Tracy, and so we would stay the night. We would go to sleep and then wake up, and you would hear. And then yeah, no, and not until the end, where I was like 30 something, 30. I'm still, everything's a blur, but 30, 32. I got really sick. I ended up going to the hospital. And I think I had too much alcohol in my system, and I was having an anxiety attack. And I think I overheard the doctor saying that I had a 2 point something, or like a point two one, no, 1 point something. But it was because I had been drinking multiple days in a row. So obviously that alcohol or percent would be a lot in my system. And so she was telling me like, you need to stop drinking or else you're gonna get really sick. And so then I was just like, oh, okay, whatever. Ignored it, continued. And meaning continued, I would drink a whole thing of vodka, like maybe half of it every day. I would go to school. I would go to work and drink at work. I would have my water bottle and be drinking at work. I would wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and take a shot. And yeah, it was really, really bad. And then I went into the hospital again, and that's when I think I was 35, and they diagnosed me with liver cirrhosis.
Oh my
Yeah, so I
goodness.
ended up having liver cirrhosis, and they told me that if I didn't stop drinking, I wouldn't make it to 40. But I didn't comprehend because I remember asking the doctor too, and I was like, "Well, what about my wedding day? Like, am I not going to be able to drink like a little champagne for my toast? I remember that." And he's like, "No, because one will lead to two, three, four, five, and then continue." And I just didn't comprehend. So then they had me. So I left the hospital. I even remember one time coming out of the hospital because I was in and out all the time. They
Yeah.
would call me frequent flyer because you can actually go and get like injected with, saline or what's not, what's it
All
called?
that like the IV.
IVs, and then you're like, yeah, I'm good, ready to go. And I remember I actually one time I left the hospital, got in my car, and went straight to the liquor store to get a bottle of vodka.
Oh
Uh-huh.
no.
And so, yeah, so I think that one time at 30, 35-ish, they were like, you need to stop. You have alcohol, you have liver cirrhosis. And I think I stopped for about a month. And I continued. And I said, it was like, no, little by little, like I would have the little, the ones that you get at the liquor store, like the
Oh
little one, the mini ones. I'm like,
yeah.
just one. Or I would start with beer, and I'll be like, but it's just beer, right? It's not alcohol. And, but I knew it inside me. Like, I was like, I don't want to drink anymore. I don't want to drink anymore. I don't want to. And so, but it was just like a necessity for me. Like I just had to. And I, obviously that started and then kept going, kept going. And then I drank a whole year right after they told me that I had liver cirrhosis. And until the last time, which was April 14th, I don't know, 3 years, what, 2022 or whatever. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, 3 years ago.
And
Yeah.
so I got really sick. I went to the hospital, and yeah, I was yellow, like highlighter yellow. I had jaundice. My eyes were super yellow. My teeth, my gums were like this weird color. I was actually bleeding from my I was getting nosebleeds, so that's why also that I knew that something was wrong, because constant nosebleeds, and I'm like, what's wrong? I never used to have nosebleeds, you know, and it would wake me up because I would feel it, and I would run to the bathroom and just bunch of just continue and continue because my blood was so thin. And so I had bruises all over my body, but I didn't know why. And but yeah, it was really bad. And so they diagnosed me with hepatitis something, one of those, the alcohol one, liver cirrhosis, and they were just like. I know this is really TMI, but they even said, she said, do not, if you have to go to the number two, don't even try to like push, because you will maybe rip or cut, and then you will bleed out and you can probably die because of how thin, how bad I was.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Thank
Yeah.
you for sharing that. And so with like the liver, you said it's sclerosis,
Cirrhosis.
cirrhosis. So with that, like for our,
Yeah.
audience here, is there like any like cure for that, or is that kind of just, yeah.
No. And then the only thing is that I caught it on time, I guess. So they told me that there's two levels. There's cirrhosis, but there's a upper level and then the lower level. And then the lower, or like the bottom, is when you're already like you're done and you need a liver transplant or else you're dead.
Oh, wow.
So I was at the cusp, like, where I was able to. They're like, you stop drinking. They put me on steroids. They gave me everything, so I can the steroids were to kind of recuperate my liver, because obviously your liver is the only organ that can replenish itself. And so, or heal itself. So yeah, they gave me that, and I was on prednisone. Oh, worst thing ever. They call it the devil's pill, but it's amazing, But it made me like break out, and I had this thing called like moon face. Like not my hormones, but my mood swings were horrible. It was horrible, but obviously it was to save my life, because I was like, I don't want to take it, because I had taken it, and they're like, well, you have to, or else you'll die, And so, but yeah, I was able to save myself for not drinking, So yeah.
Absolutely. And so do you still have to kind of check in with like, your physician ever so often just to keep track of everything, or how does that look like?
I do, and now I think like once a year. In the beginning, it was every 2 weeks. Then it became every month. Then it became every 6 months, and then every year. But this last time that I went, I think about a year ago, and all my levels were perfect. All my levels were good, and like even the doctor was like, you look so good, and I'm so happy, and I love your story, that you did this for yourself, And I was just like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was a rough journey. Yeah.
Yeah. And, for those out there like tuning in, definitely check in with your physician. If you're going through something similar, make sure to go to the doctor. Cause, Ellie, she did the due diligence on her end, and she went to the doctor. She did, and she took care of like her health. If she didn't do that, she wouldn't be here with us today. So just a reminder to, put your health first.
Yeah, and it's like little signs, like the bruising of your legs, of your body, and then the nosebleeds, and then there's sometimes where you can get ascites, where like your stomach and like gets really swollen. But yeah, it's bad.
Wow. Wow. Now I'm so glad that you were able to kind of identify that early on and, get the care in time. Yeah. I'm so happy that you're here to tell your story.
Thank you.
And, so I wonder too, were there kind of like, any certain like traumatic experiences that may have kind of influenced like the alcohol abuse, or was it just kind of just, well, I just like alcohol at that time.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it
yeah,
was,
yeah. No, I kept always asking myself that, like, why would you do this to yourself? Never once have I had anything. Like, my mom was amazing, is amazing. Single mom, always gave us everything we wanted. My sister and my relationship with her, obviously sister relationship, but never nothing out of nothing traumatic. It was just, I think, me, obviously. Also, I think it might be genetic, because you've heard people, oh, I started drinking at 13 and they're in their 50s and nothing ever happens. So my aunt died from cirrhosis. So I'm thinking that I got cirrhosis really at a young age, because of it's genetic. So I think that's what happened. And then also, this is the number one thing that I wanted to speak out today is be careful with alcohol. Alcohol, you start with what, like one, going out with, to drinks with friends, and then, bringing home a 6-pack, and then, drinking a glass of wine a night, and then becomes a bottle a night, and it's progressive. It is progressive, and that's the thing. You just never know, because I obviously didn't start, let me get a whole bottle and drink it to myself,
Right, exactly, yeah.
And it progressed within 10 years, or so. Like, it just progressive. And if that's one thing that I can tell everybody is just be careful. That you're just how much you're consuming, and just know that it's progressive, and a lot of people will manipulate or gaslight themselves, like, but I still go to work. I still have a family. I still have handle my shit, and I still this and that.
They'll talk themselves into moving forward
I'm
with
good,
it. Yeah,
I'm good, No, honey.
I can quit anytime.
Alcohol will attack a mom, a grandma, a CEO, everything, anything. It does not judge.
Yeah.
It does not. It's just like, hello.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Trying to improve your skincare game? Guess what? I got a little something for you. You can improve the health of your skincare with the Vogue approved. Yes, you heard that right. Vogue, as in Vogue magazines, the models. Yes, that Vogue. The Vogue approved beauty product, Herbal Face Food, the most potent anti-aging, multi-correction skincare product on the market. Yes. So hit that link in the show notes or video description and use our code SPHFF to get 20% off at checkout. Visit herbalfacefood.com to get started. That's herbalfacefood.com. All right. And use code S as in Sam, P as in pineapple, H as in Henry, F as in Frank, F as in Frank to get 20% off at checkout. That's SPHFF to get 20% off. All right. herbalfacefood.com. Okay. Y'all got the hookup, so let them know that Situaseans podcast sent you. All right. I think even these days, it's so much easier. Like, I think like even just bars, restaurants, they have so many mocktails and stuff like that. It's so much easier these days, I feel, to be alcohol free.
Yeah. For sure.
And like, even just in my own case, like, whenever like friends, if you see me online with like a little drink thing in my hand, like that's actually a mocktail.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. They have what's it called? Free what's it called? Wine and champagne and
zero proof. Yeah.
Exactly. Zero proof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And oh my goodness, speaking of like wine, so the alcohol-free wine, I love the alcohol-free wine. Like, I did like a paint and sip some time ago, and I brought that with, and this was like my first time trying zero proof wine. And I thought, I was like, I'm like, wait, zero proof wine, isn't that just grape juice?
Or apple juice? Like, I don't want Martinelli.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when I had it, I was like, oh my God, it's real wine, like the real kind of like fermented wine, but without the alcohol. Yeah. Exactly, because I was so spooked. I was like, no way.
Yeah. And remember the beer too.
That's
the beers are like spot on. Like you don't have to miss anything. Like it'll give you like
Yeah.
like the taste.
Exactly.
And I keep always like, am I sure? Am I sure? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Cause even like when we went karaoke and we had that 1-0 proof, I was like,
Yeah.
oh
Zero
my
proof
God.
Heineken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So if like there are so many options out there, you all like definitely, like do a Google search, like Google is your friend or use Chat GPT. Like they got so many recipes that you can now do on Chat GPT. And speaking of which, one of our friends made a cake recipe from Chat GPT and brought it to your party.
Yes. No, ChatGPT be my friend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so, what were like some of the biggest fears or doubts that you faced when you first decided to get sober? Yeah, was there ever well, can I stick with this? Like, am I gonna will people think different of me or whatever? Like,
I think mine was so different, and like when people ask me, because I do get a lot of DMs on Instagram, like, hey, like you inspire me, or like, hey, what did you do, or stuff like that. And I think my journey was a lot different because I could die.
right?
Like I can die. Like right now, how you hear people, oh, I relapsed and everything. If I were to relapse, I literally would die because I wouldn't just like, oh, okay, let me go to rehab and whatever. No, my everything will start, And then they say you will start where you left off.
Yeah.
So if I left off bad, I would start there, and I would. So that's my fear. My fear is to die. So that's what keeps me from not drinking. Like even
Absolutely.
there's moments like, or I could be like, well, I can taste it. Can I try it? I don't even do that, because I know if I would die.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's literally my life.
Yeah.
That's what makes me like not do it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because it is a medical risk for you. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Protect Ellie at all costs.
Exactly. Because I know if I taste it, I'll be like,
Exactly.
I'll turn into this like.
Right.
Yeah, because I obviously enjoyed it. I enjoyed drinking and and I still see people, and I don't know if it's the right thing or bad thing to feel, but I like envy those people that like if I walk by and they're at a restaurant having drinks, and I'm like, damn, but I don't think it's an envy of like I want to drink, but it's an envy of like, fuck, like I wish I didn't have the spirit of like addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And like, were there any like specific like people or, moments or any just like tools that you use to kind of like stay committed to like this sober journey outside of like, of course, the health risks involved? Are there people that are cheering you on and people in your corner that's saying, hey, Ellie, you inspired me. Keep doing this.
So to tell you the truth, even when I was in the hospital, I was alone. And that's when I realized, how there's a quote, I can't really like quote it right now because I don't know, but it's kind of in between, like you won't know your strength until you have to use it, So that right there, like I never knew the strength that I had until those days when I was in the hospital by myself, like no one came to visit, and that me was all I had. And obviously like I'm, I believe in God, so I was like, God and myself is all I had. But other than that too, my nephews, like, I remember we were taking care of them, my mom and I came down because one of my nephews was crying, and, I was like, give him to me, and I was drunk. I was super drunk. And then my mom was like, are you drunk already? And I was just like, ah, and I grabbed him, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, I didn't grab him bad, meaning I just grabbed him, took him up with to my room. And I still think about that day, like, ew, like how nasty. Like, I would never want my my nephews to see that side of me. I wouldn't want to be like that, a drunk, DI and stuff. But yeah, my nephews gave me a lot of strength. And then I also have, I had a friend. We no longer are friends, but I can definitely thank her. She took me out to drink. Well, I was drinking. She took me out for dinner one time, and she told me that she had wrote a letter to me but for me, but didn't have it. And she said that, but she just spoke it. She was just like, "Look, I love you, and I am afraid of that I'm going to lose you, you know, like, because everybody at that point knew that I was in deep, you know." And she was like, "If you don't stop drinking, we're going to lose you. You're going to, you know," like, and then she started crying. And I just felt like I didn't even cry. I was just kind of looking at her like, God, I've come to this, you know, and she was just like, "You're gonna die. I don't want to lose you, and I've seen you, and then, you know," and for someone to tell you that, I had a lot of respect for her, and I still do, but yeah, she, you know, she kind of opened my eyes, and I was just like, "Oh wow, people do love me," you know. And obviously, when you're drinking, your head goes everywhere, and you're like, "Nobody loves me. I'm alone," and it makes you like, you know, the devil makes you think things that are not real, you know. So yeah.
Wow. You definitely got a guardian angel on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing.
And obviously, yes, my mom, my sister, and everybody. Obviously, you know, I like when they tell me, you know, that they're proud of me, or, you know, that they've come a long way. But yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. And I know they're probably watching, and they're proud of you for speaking your story.
Better say my name,
right? Like, where's our shout out?
You're right.
Shout out to Ellie's family.
Yes, my sister.
Yes. And even so, like, has your perspective on life, or even just like yourself, has changed like since you've been on this new path?
Oh, dramatically. Like, I see light.
Yeah.
I see light. It's just crazy. And sometimes I'm like, is this real life? You know?
Yeah.
It's just, I see everything for the good of it, you know, like, you know, I know people that have had, you know, serious, like, you know, cancer and things like that. And they still are in a like negative area in their lives, and they can't come out of it. And I almost died, like, you know. Oh, and then while I was in there, I ended up having they gave me prednisone, and that's they told me that I was prone to having I can get infections. So I had a decayed tooth, and I went into sepsis.
Oh no.
So I had sepsis. I went into the hospital, and I was like, "What's going on with me?" Like, I didn't even know, but my heart rate was like 170, like it was going, and they were like, "You're about to have a heart attack," you know?
Wow.
So they triaged me and everything, and then so they took my blood, everything, and I'm just chilling. And then they come in rushing. They're like, whatever. And I'm like, "What's going on?" And they're like, You're septic. And I didn't know what that means, you know? And now I'm like, "Girl, I'm going to die." Yeah. And they're like, "You're septic." And I'm like, thank goodness. So, I mean, God has really been on my side. Like, he's really been on my side and saved me from so many things. And everything was so smooth. Like, even my move to LA, smooth. Like, you know, it's crazy. But I've always, when I was a kid, and, you know, when you go under tunnels and you can make a wish and stuff, I would always be like, I want to be happy. I want to be happy. But then I'm like, what is happy? You know, what is happy? And now I know that happy, is I'm going to get a little emotional, but
no, for sure. This is the space to do that. Yeah.
I think happy is what you make it, you know? And I'm completely happy. Like, just everything that happens to me, like even the littlest things, I'm always just like, "Thank you, Lord. Thank you for everything, for the food." Like, I just find, even if my car doesn't start, you know, I always look at it as like the toast or that toast. Have you seen the toast? Where it's like, there's a reason why my car didn't start, you know. And I think of everything so positive now, and that's what has made me so happy. And like, I think that's happiness. It's when you found, you know, love within yourself, and just seeing the bright things in everything, even in the dark.
Absolutely, that was very powerful, Ellie. Like, I just want to echo how important it is, you know, for people to hear your story, because like, you are here for a reason, you know, and it doesn't matter like whether you all, you know, like believe in whatever it is, but you know, there's something out there, and whatever it is, like, I'm just glad that they're looking out for you, and I'm glad that you are here, because, not too many people have been able to share their stories and come out on the other end. So, the fact that you're doing this and just speaking here, like that means the absolute world, not only to me, but to the people that are listening in. So thank you for that.
And no, and thank you so much for giving me the platform and allowing me to be here, because that's one thing that I always said, like, God, if I went through this, it's for a reason, and I don't want to keep it to myself. Like, it's a gift. Like, I don't blame, like I don't feel sorry for myself. I don't blame myself for what happened. I feel like in life, things happen to us for us to learn from, If we don't learn from it, then that's up to you.
Yeah.
But, I think that things happen to us because we have to learn from it. And if I can be that learning set for anybody out there, then that I've done, what God wanted me to do, and that's why I got sick. That's why everything happened for a reason.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow. And, and I was going to, ask about like community and family and therapy, like, how those intertwine with your life and your healing journey and even just your journey of sobriety. But you just answered that so phenomenally.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it is important to have people in your corner, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then people here too, like the little community, like I feel a lot of people talk about LA, like LA.
Exactly.
But it's like
self-centered LA, yeah.
right? But I think everything is what you make it. Whatever you want it to be, it will be. If you want it to be a happy place, it will be a happy place. If you want it to be whatever, like it's gonna just, like you will make it. Like you make yourself happy. And like also what I've done is like a lot of meditation and just giving yourself time. Even if you have those times that you're like mad or you just feel not in the mood, don't be in the mood, get yourself in the couch, binge watch something, and have those days of not feeling good. You're not always going to be on, and it's kind of, I think they say that Robert Williams said that this too shall pass, the good ones and the bads.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because it's okay to not be okay.
Exactly.
We're all going to have our days when we're down. Yeah. And even just like meditation, how long have you been doing that?
I think for like 2-3 years now, but it's like here and there, and I'll do 5 minutes, 10 minutes, definitely breathing exercises, because I do suffer from a lot of anxiety. And I think it's all because of like the past, I guess, or I don't know, but I guess maybe that's also too. I had anxiety and I didn't know it, and I would cover it with alcohol, because alcohol would be like, "What's that?"
Right,
and
right.
I'm like, wait, maybe I am an introvert, and I didn't know it, because I would always be like, "I'm an extrovert," but it was all alcohol, So but yeah, for sure.
Wow, yeah. And like my last question here is, what message would you give to somebody out there who's probably on a similar path, or someone who wants to be where you are and learn from their, past? What would you say to that?
I feel like as soon as you have the feeling of like, this is not right, like I'm drinking too much, or if you have to go into Google and put, is drinking a 6-pack a day too much? If you have to do that, if you're questioning yourself, then it might be time to like seek help, or maybe talk to yourself in the mirror and be like, what's going on? Definitely that. And if you do get to a point where you do see someone else that's not drinking, and you're feeling like jealousy, like if you feel jealous of someone that doesn't drink because you can't be that way, then definitely seek help as well. And no one. This is for the families, right? Because obviously my mom, my sister, friends, everyone had to deal with me, right? And so if someone does not want to get help, they will not get help. So all you can do is, if whatever you believe in, if you pray, if you do whatever, if you write and burn sage or whatever, burn sage for that person or pray for that person. But if someone does not want to change, they will not change. And if they do, then that's when you grab them and like you say, hey, and I think, like you said, community, having support is the number one thing. And I think whoever has someone or knows someone that is dealing with it, please be their support, because I wish I had more.
Yeah,
for sure.
And maybe, and this is like something like that I'm wondering too, that I'm sure other listeners are wondering. So even now with your family, is there like, let's say like, there's like a family gathering and like there's alcohol there, like do they, like when you're around, are they kind of like, okay, let's kind of pull back on the alcohol, or is this just kind of like it? Oh, okay.
No, absolutely not. And no, well, one, because old friends, or even now here too, if I'm like, dude, invite me to bars and stuff like that, I will make that decision if if I want to go or not. Don't back. Don't not drink in front of me because of whatever. One, I think also I was very self-conscious that I wasn't gonna get invited places, or that they will be like, oh, she's boring. And even now, I think I still do think that, because there's for my mom's 80th birthday, we had a luau. Yeah. And I was with the bartender. But I'm like, am I doing this so I don't feel left out? So I don't know. But I don't have the urge to be like, ooh, whatever. But I'm pouring. Like, I have a bottle and I'm like, who wants more? And also, I also feel like, am I bad for giving people alcohol, knowing what it does? So, I mean, there's still battles.
Yeah.
There's still battles that I'm like, whatever. But I think I might be that I'm just trying to fit in. But yeah, no, I mean, family still drinks. Everyone drinks around me, and I'm okay with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm right there with you. Like, no matter like if I'm around family or friends, like, folks, they'll still drinking. Like, it doesn't make me like, oh, get guys, don't drink around me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'm the same exact way. I'm just like, hey, if anything, I just live vicariously through them. Hey, how does that taste?
Or in the morning, I'll be like, how you feeling?
Right. Exactly.
Be hella loud on the I feel great. I'm going to go for a run. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't envy you. Yeah.
If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, can you do me a really quick favor? Can you please rate and review this podcast? Like hit that 5-star review. And I do read all the reviews because this helps me know how this podcast is helping others and how, this podcast is serving you, because my job as a host is to serve you this podcast the way that you would prefer it to be. All right, Ellie. So we got a couple of prompts from the dating app Hinged that listeners had submitted that they want us to unpack. Okay. And we have to be the judge of these prompts. Okay. Are you ready to do this with me?
Yes.
All right. So this first one says, I think you're going to like this one coming from the day.
Okay, let me hear it.
All right. So this first one says, change my mind about the Bay Area is better than LA. Is this hinged as in green flag, or unhinged red flag deal breaker?
It's a green flag.
Yeah, you agree?
Yeah.
All right, podcast over. I'm going home. I'm just kidding. Wait, I am. Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. I definitely think that because like I've been to the Bay Area a couple of times. Yeah. I like the vibe out there. It is true about like the lingo and everything that you were talking about at the top of the show. Yeah. The Bay Area does have its vibe. So you know what? And I think, wherever you come from, wherever you represent, I think that is a valid opinion. Like, area wise, it's all subjective.
Yeah, but I feel like the Bay Area, though.
I know, that's what I'm about to say.
But I feel like the Bay Area is like a tribe, we're a tribe, and like we have our own moves and everything, and it's like,
Exactly.
But yeah, no, for sure. Yeah.
I think you can see why I chose this question.
Yes.
As soon as like the listeners had submitted this, I was like, oh fuck, this is perfect.
Yes.
Now, if we threw in, Chicago, is it better than the Bay Area, LA? And now, Chicago, that's my hometown. All right, so this next one is my biggest date fail. My date thought it was funny to say, and quote unquote, let me know if you start to feel dizzy after he handed me my beer. Whoo! Is this hinged or unhinged?
That is unhinged.
I agree.
No.
Whoo! It does not. And see, this goes back to what you were saying earlier, like how like the documentary, whatever, like and she never made it home at the end of the night. Like this is exactly why.
Exactly, and that's why I'm like, no. And I'm pretty sure that date was from like a dating site because the way I want to meet someone is probably like at work or even the grocery store, so I can be like, all right, he's getting the pineapple, he might be good.
Yeah, exactly.
I can judge him from what he's buying, you know. And how much he's buying, because if he's frugal, then I don't know.
You know what would be like the most backward ass twist ever? Let's say like the guy who's asking you at the grocery store, or he also has like some rope and some like duct tape in his cart, and turns out he's the nice guy.
Oh man!
But the guy who asked you out, who's like getting all fruits and like just like wonderful like happy things, he's the toxic guy.
Oh man, I'm sure.
That'd be the most.
Those toxic guys. Those are the ones that hide. Those are the ones that are inner toxic, and they're just like, no. It's the sweet ones you gotta take care of, you know.
Exactly. It's giving Joe from the TV show You on Netflix.
Yes, exactly. He's all small, petite, and like, hey, you know.
Right.
Those are the crazy ones. Yeah.
Exactly. Right. It's all sweet and dandy until you end up in someone's basement in a cage.
Yeah. No. See, that's why you shouldn't drink either. Okay. If you didn't drink, this wouldn't happen to you. Exactly.
Oh my goodness. To the listener that submitted this, I want to follow up. What did you say to this guy after that, and did the date continue?
Yeah.
Because like I hate to harp on this, but I'm just curious. Like wow, oh my goodness. Like I just want to know in the psyche of the guy.
No,
why would he do that?
I mean, if you're gonna do it, at least be discreet and don't say anything, and just maybe watch, like, keep going. You know, but like, if you feel dizzy after, it's like, oh god.
Yeah, because it's like of all the things to joke about in this culture, in this environment where the men are just meaning too damn hard.
No.
That is the one thing you cannot joke about.
No. Yeah. Remember, always take your drink with you. Do not leave your drink unattended.
Yes.
No. And don't let him, if he's like, oh, we'll meet at the bar, and if he's there, he asks you, hey, do you want me to get you something? No.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Whew, yes, unhinged.
Seriously, yeah.
I just want to say thank you so much to the listeners for submitting those prompts. Those are really good prompts. Ellie and I appreciate that.
Yes.
And Ellie, thank you so much for coming on.
Of course. No, thank you again for having me and allowing me to say my story so I can maybe help anybody out there.
Absolutely. I know for a fact you have just helped hundreds, if not thousands out there. So, awesome. And for our listeners, do you have like Instagram or anything that you want to share with our listeners, or any resources or links, whatever you want to promote? Let us know.
My Instagram is Ellie's Art, is ELLIESART, Ellie's Art. And then TikTok, I have no clue. It's LEG, LE0613 maybe. I don't remember. But yeah, if you guys have any questions for me, I'm super open. I can, answer anything that has to do with cirrhosis or alcohol, or if you you're like Al-Anon, if you have a family member that's going through something, and I'm more than open book, and I can help you with anything.
All right. We love that. We love that. And if you want to get involved in the show and submit like your stories or questions or anything you want me and a guest to unpack, go to situationspodcast.com/submit. All right. And whether you're on a boat, a plane, a train, hey, maybe you could be one of Ellie's friends from the past partying.
Yeah, exactly. Because I know you will be watching.
Right, exactly. You can take Situations Podcast with you wherever you go. We're everywhere. Share it with a friend, family, coworker, mama, or papa, anybody out there who will find this show valuable. And with that, I will see you all back here for the next episode in a couple of weeks.
Bye.
Woo!